So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. I hope you're doing well and you are ready to start the trading for the week, at least for those like myself who live in Europe. So, let's start with the Australian dollar against the US dollar and what's on the scope for the Aussie. As we know, there are major news events this week that they're going to affect the Aussie based on the calendars that based on the calendars, the economic calendars, we expect to see some more strength on the Aussie. But as you can see from the numbers here, the Kiwi and the Australian dollar relatively they kicked this Monday with strength. Anyhow, we are at this support on the Aussie. We are on the daily chart, of course, and we do expect to see some push to the upside, although it's in within consolidation, and I'm not very keen to trade this until we have some clarity. On the other hand, if we stick uh, with that side, let's check the Kiwi. On the daily chart, though, let's start from the weekly. So the direction, as you guys see, it's in a downtrend, right? Here is uh, the price continuously is making lower highs and lower lows, but you see that the candles, they are getting a bit smaller every time candles completed. So we do expect to see excuse me, some correction and the buyers to come at some point, push the prices a little bit higher, and then to see continuation of the move. Now there are some major news events that they're going to affect the Kiwi, and based on the consensus, we do expect it that it's going to be Kiwi's weakness this week. So we will be ready to trade to the short side. Next one on the list is the Great British Pound. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Nick, and thanks for joining us and everybody else, of course. Guys, please use the chat to communicate if you need to ask me anything, any currency pair. Great British Pound against the US dollar. Another news from the Bank of England this week will be the interest rates decision. They will try to keep them at 5.25%. We see what's going to happen. On the daily chart, though, we are at the support. Some people they prefer to have the support here, but if you check the weekly chart, we have this low here, and last week's low it was right there. So that's the up, that's the support. So we still do expect weakness on the pound, but again, because we are within this consolidation on the daily chart, in my opinion, some minor fluctuation can happen around here before the pound will continue moving lower. Euro US dollar on the weekly chart, you see I pointed because we are towards the end of the month. On Wednesday we will have completed the monthly candle, and pretty much if we're going to stay as it is, the low it's going to be there and the high it's going to be there. So on the daily chart, price made these higher highs and higher lows, but within the weekly uh, downtrend, and we do expect to see more weakness, of course, on the euro this week as well. Now, for traders, they are trading intraday, or if you guys want to, you think that the rejection here is favoring the buyers, but then indecision didn't really favor the buyers. But if you still believe that on the lower time frames, here it's a bullish engulfing on the 1 hour chart, that the price is going to push higher and you're keen to buy, you have to understand that the probabilities in this market is a little bit not favorable, the buys, because of this candle here. Now, does it favor the seller side? Well, based on the previous day's candle, so on Friday's candle, it looks like that also sellers went there. Remember, this week it's going to be the non-farm payrolls. Um, Bank of England will report interest rates. The Fed will report interest rates. Bank of Japan will report interest rates. There are consumer price index news in Germany and in the Eurozone that will affect the euro. There are many, many events, and the market, especially the euro, it's gonna move sideways until at least until um, Wednesday, when it's gonna be the Fed's interest rates announcement. But really, the directions they and the markets take over after the non-farm payrolls on Friday. USD Canadian dollar. I pointed that we are at the monthly resistance, and someone maybe will ask me, okay, Theo, are you also looking at the monthly charts? I want to take the resistance and support of the previous months. That's why I'm looking at the monthly charts, because there are very strong support and resistance in the market. And many times I use this monthly support and resistance on the 15 minutes and 1 hour chart just to take some pips out of the market and some good moves occur from these areas. I'm not swing trading on the lower time frames from this. For example, if you ask me, okay, now we are at resistance, right? Price USD Canadian dollar, it's at this monthly resistance, as you can see from the left. Now, should you go to the 15-minute chart and start selling from here? Well, it was a nice bearish engulfing here. I would have entered. I wasn't looking at the charts at the time. I could have entered here with a stop loss there and go for, let's say, 221, but I wouldn't try to enter there and keep this trade on a 15-minute chart until here, because maybe this is going to work, but if that's not consistent, then it's not good enough for me. I want consistency in my trading. I don't want to do random trades just for the sake of one trade. Okay, Mogiol, good morning and thanks for joining us. Next one on the daily chart. Last week we had this bullish engulfing. We commented on the live session that this can create great opportunities for those who capitalize on that. Then on the 4 hour chart, the RSI printed some bearish divergence here, and the price makes higher high. Therefore, that looks a bit bearish. Now, with the price action that I want to see, then and only then I will be getting involved with that, as I said. Okay, same with the hourly chart. Any questions so far? Next one, USD on the weekly chart. Price closed with this let's say bullish engulfing on the body, although for me bullish engulfing it's not only that, as I explained on my one-on-one coaching and also on the private chat groups. I want to see something more out of the bullish engulfing, and you guys are very welcome to join the Telegram channel as well. If you haven't joined yet, you can find all the information on my profile here. If you go market, if you go on the YouTube, you will see all the links that they are on the Telegram. Okay, you're gonna find the Telegram channel. So with this one, to be honest, guys, I'm not really. I would prefer to stay away from that one, to be honest. I prefer the USD Canadian dollar if the price breaks above this resistance, because there is room for the market to move higher. But on the USD CHF, I don't know. It's something with the Swiss franc lately that uh, doesn't make sense to me. Okay, it it looks like that it's quite strong, the USD, the CHF. So I'm a little bit skeptical to sell it against a potential strong US dollar. Put it that way. Last one from the majors is the USD JPY. And if you look at the weekly chart, if you haven't, don't worry, I looked it up for you guys. So here is the weekly chart. That's the highest. We had the last two, actually, the last 3 weeks were inside candles. And then last week here, it was a false breakout of this week's high. And that's a very strong, it's a strong bearish indication. Okay. Good morning, Ruben Aviator. Is that you, Ruben, right? On the daily chart, though, something that I like, it's bearish divergences you see on the RSI, and price made a higher high, false break, and it closes very bearish last Friday. So I will be looking for some short opportunities. But if you see the pound and the euro, it looks like that the euro is better candidate for shorts in this market. Okay, why? Because based on the news we expect it to happen, they are very they can positively impact the US dollar. Therefore, we want to find a weak currency to go against the Japanese yen. So I will be looking more on the euro and more on the pound to sell the Japanese yen against the Japanese yen. So on the 4-hour chart, the euro, for some people, it some people can say that we have um, head and shoulder reversal pattern that found in an uptrend, and the market was in an uptrend actually. So we broke below the neckline, and we want to see this correction and target this low here that happens to be a monthly support. And if we move lower, we target this monthly support here. Next one, WTI weekly chart. It's a bit messy, as you see, guys. I'm not very keen to interact with that one. Guys, in the meantime, please make sure you type any currency pair or instrument you would like to see more analysis, because we are about to end the today's session. The gold made a nice higher highs and higher lows, so as we are maintaining above this resistance, that's a monthly resistance, now it can act as support. What I would like to teach you in this webinar as well, it's not only about the technical analysis of the market, but also some basic understanding of the price action. Now, at this point here, the price got rejected at the monthly resistance, and someone expected to see a strong move to the downside, because if the sellers are there, it means they're going to push the price lower. But it looks like the 2 sessions afterwards, the price just stayed without moving significantly lower. And then we see strong bullish candle. So that's a sign that maybe this is a false signal, and we better don't think to start shorting this resistance. And after this doji candle here, or indecision, same equal size wick at the bottom and at the top, or kind of spinning top candle. It just kept the price around resistance, and then a massive impulse candle broke above and closed above. So that's a strong indication that buyers are here. On the lower time frames for our chart, here it's a trend line you can draw. We touch the low points, we don't cut the prices. All right, so from this low, the market made a new high here, and that was the origin of the move. So we have one, no, actually it was this one here. So we have 1, 2, 3. Now we expected the price. Keep an eye on that. If price comes somewhere here, get rejected, that's a good signal to buy. And last one for Rumen, the DAX on the daily chart. Price created a bearish engulfing last week. Also, there is kind of weakness picking up on the RSI, weakness for the price to move lower. On the 4-hour chart, here it's a strong area of support, and we will be looking on the 1-hour time frame. I will be looking for some bearish engulfing to sell it. I'm going to try to sell below 14,693 this morning if we're going to see a bearish engulfing. If not, then I will be patiently waiting. So if the price keep moving higher and higher and higher, at some point here I do expect to see some kind of reversal and to take it to the short side. We need to be patient a little bit with the DAX. And pretty much that's it. Guys, for those who are on Telegram, we're going to be in touch later on the day. For the rest of you guys, thank you so much for your participation. I hope you gain a lot of value from this session. I don't see any comments, any questions, so I will wrap up for now. And I'll be looking forward to see you tomorrow at the same time. Happy trading, and thanks everyone. Bye for now.